Hello America, hello world. This is your boy Tony Magnum. Haven't done a video up for YouTube in some time, but now I am properly motivated to do this. Reason being, it seems that a lot of people, especially young men, are starting to look up to me and really want to hear what I have to say. Granted, there are some young men who just laugh and giggle because some of my stuff is unorthodox. But oh well. This video right here is to explain my 5 core values of being. And these are the little policies I try to put behind everything I do, from the moment I wake up to the moment I get to the gym to the moment I go to work and go on my happy ass back home. I try to keep these policies in play. Now, core values. Yes, I did borrow the term from the Marine Corps because I served in the Marine Corps myself, United States Infantry, and basically their core values is honor, courage, commitment. Okay, so using that namesake and the meaning behind it, I'm going to tell you my personal 5 core values in no particular order. It's just do what you recall to in every given situation. Make sure that you're applying them. Okay. Number one, responsibility. That means taking as much control of any given situation as you possibly can. Own up to your actions of what's going on. Okay? If you can't control it, you got to go with the flow. But if you can control it, then you kind of set the pace for yourself. You don't want to be that motherfucker pointing the finger at him, her, or whoever the fuck to blame them for the situation that you're in. What did you do for the situation? I know it's a scary thought for a lot of individuals, but there it is. Number two, discipline. Discipline is basically, if you want certain results, you're going to have to do certain actions. I'm going to relate this to the gym a little bit. You know how you got a lot of these um, people out there who are just lazy individuals who only thing they do is they look up on Google and they get some of those fun facts about the gym, like drinking lemon water and all this bullshit, and then they swear up and down that just because they are aware of the knowledge, they have the same credentials as a thick body person like myself. Now I'm over here like, you can't don't even come to the gym. You don't come to the gym, you don't lift weights, you don't put any effort in what you do. You do that at home level shit at best and very inconsistent with it. And then you still think you have the audacity to call yourself my equal. Only thing you're doing is giving yourself a generous compliment. But then these are the motherfuckers who turn around and complain about the results they don't get. No shit. You don't have the discipline to do the work to have the results. You don't just sit around thinking you deserve shit. You gotta work for it. I know, dangerous thinking, especially in today's world right now. But yeah, you gotta work for what the fuck you want. The more you work, typically the more you get. The less you work, you ain't getting shit. Imagine that. Number three, integrity. Integrity is basically being the same motherfucker who, no matter who may or may not be looking. Okay, right now I'm in the solitude of my own little apartment, so I'm talking this good shit right here. I'm putting this out in the world right now, so everyone knows this is what my mindset is. And even when I'm talking one-on-one with people, I say the same thing. In this, a good little story just to explain the integrity factor is, people know about my more red pill mindset about basically not playing games with these females anymore. Just, hey, you want to be an adult, you good. That means you independent. I'm not going to jump through hoops for you anymore. You're equal. But okay, that's a different video all in itself. However, sometimes when I talk about this with other men, they try to test me a little bit by bringing in a female or try to talk about it with another female present. I said the exact same thing. One dude had a female with her as he was just driving her around. She was a co-worker, and he was brought it up a little bit. Gave the same spew. Don't care who she there. Then she looked at me. Well, what about love? I looked dead in her eye like, what about it? I'm not the one to test. Another example was where this dude wanted to say, well, if you think that way about children, what if your mother didn't have you? If my mother didn't have me, she would probably be in a better financial situation right now. Facts. And he didn't know what to do with that one because yes, do not try to test my integrity. I say the exact same thing every fucking day, and I follow it through to its most logical conclusion. And if I'm wrong, I'm willing to adapt. That's just how it is. Integrity. Be the same person who may or may not be looking. So you try to change up the game just because a female's present or the big boss man comes in and shit like that. You might want to double check your integrity. Number 4, honesty. Long story short of that one, if it ain't based on truth, it's bullshit. And this actually has 2 subcategories. Let me try to speed this up a little bit. Category number 1 is intellectual honesty. Intellectual honesty basically refers to the fact you have to admit that you don't know what you don't know. Okay? Now, you could put this in a lot of different scenarios, but let's just say the most intellectually honest way to approach situations is to follow the evidence, not lead it. Because if you lead the evidence, you already have a belief in your head that you believe to be true, and you'll only cherry pick certain little evidence or arguments that only support it to further validate yourself as part of that echo chamber mentality that we're seeing in certain people. Okay. Now, if you're being honest, you have to, let's just say, either you do have everyone has their little beliefs about what they believe to be true, but you have to entertain the possibility that you may be wrong in your belief. It's hard because a lot of human beings, we just believe that we're most correct at all times. But you have to pull yourself back a little bit, pull back your ego, and say, what if I'm wrong? Hear out those arguments and see if your belief actually holds up to the evidence. And whichever has the most evidence, the most clear demonstration behind it, that's where you should adjust your belief to. It is what it is. The other category is moral honesty. Now, this one's going to be an interesting test here. Moral honesty is basically, now this is for all the little hippies and diversity groups and yada yada. This is trying to, it playing in their field, but it's trying to do it in a more mature way. Okay, let's just say you have a group of blank silhouettes. Okay, blank silhouettes, just figures or shadow figures. They're all walking around and stuff. You observe their behavior for a good period of time. You see what behaviors are more harmful and more beneficial to the groups. Okay, you see one silhouette taking another silhouette's ice cream cone. That's bad, taking its property. You see another silhouette helping another silhouette cross the street, or the other silhouette giving it a hug. Okay, that's where now you got this understanding of what's harmful and what's beneficial. Now that's where you sprinkle on everybody's diversity. The black people, the men, the women, the little kids, all that good stuff. Now you sprinkle all that back on. The same rules should apply. The same judgment. That means just because another black person is out there stealing, robbing, killing, I'm not going to make an excuse for that black person just because we're the same skin color. Because if I'm going to call the white person wrong for doing that, then I got to call the black person wrong for doing it. There is no exception. Standards. How about that, right? So that's what immoral honesty is about. You have the same guidelines, no matter what the diversity of the group is. This is but the same guidelines. How's that for a little equality for you, bitch asses? Now, finally, the last step. Now, this one could be argued as anti-American, but I think it's just more on practical terms. Bear with me, okay? The final core value is know your role. I know it sounds like somebody's lording over you, but bear with me, okay? Now, here's the example. Let's just say when you know your role, you have to know your role for the most current situation, okay? Like right now, just a motherfucker in his apartment. Okay. But when I got to go to the gym, then in between there, I become a motorist. I'm behind the wheel. So my role is to drive my vehicle safely down the path of other vehicles, obey the speed limit, wear my seatbelt, yada, yada, yada. Okay. That's my role right there. And then when I get to the gym, I'm a patron of the gym. Go there, do my little exercise, and bounce out. So the idea of knowing your role is to basically adhere to the role in the situation at hand as close as possible, because the more you do that, okay, forget all what you think about yourself, how you feel other people should feel about you, all that ego factor, take that out of the play. Focus on the role, what you're supposed to do for the situation. The more you focus on that, the more the whole operation tends to work smoother. So if more individuals thought that way, it's like, let me stick to my role. I'm at my job right now. Let me do my job. Over here buying groceries. Let me buy my groceries. Sticking to that and just sprinkle a little bit of common courtesy. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Please, thank you. Just a little bit of that. All the bullshit that a lot of people complain about nowadays magically goes away. Imagine that shit. The people who act outside their role or don't stick to the situation at hand, those are the people who invite all the freaking drama into their lives. And those motherfuckers simply just don't need to be tolerated. I'll be honest. As in, if you're causing all this harm, and I can see that you are the individual causing the harm for the situation, maybe I'll call you out on it, but like, hey man, you're the one fucking up here. But if you start denying the shit, all right, fine, whatever. I need to separate myself from you as much as possible, because you are buzzword nowadays, toxic. Because the only thing you care about is yourself, and not just humbling yourself enough to the role just to smooth things over until you get back to your house. And you can act like a jackass all you want. I'm about to run around here naked just for the hell of it, just because I want to be a jackass. It's my space to do so. Y'all didn't need to know that, but oh well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are my 5 core values. I appreciate you watching. I hope you do learn. I hope you do learn something. I hope I was able to help you out. And if this does make better and a positive outcome for your life, glad to help. Take it one day at a time. And y'all have a good one.